16 teams started this weekend, and we're down to 3. Spacestation taking on FaZe. Seattle, are you ready for this match? Let me hear you!
Yeah! That's what I like to hear. All right, folks, we got ourselves a barn burner, and I hope you guys are ready for this one, because Spacestation Gaming are reeling after that loss to Optic Gaming, and FaZe feeling pretty hot right now after taking down Sentinels. You're going to see two teams that have faced off against each other time and time again, and each time they learn something more about one another, and that's why these are the 3 best teams in the world, Dave.
As you heard, too, they're not scrimming nearly as much so that they can bring out all the tricks here in this final match against each other in 2023. Taking a look at the map layout, we're going to be kicking off with Livefire Oddball, StelluR Aquarius, CTF Argyle, and close it out with King of the Hill on Recharge and StelluR on Livefire.
Oh boy. I'm actually interested to see what happens in that CTF Argyle game, because Spacestation stats on that mode are insane. Meanwhile, I can easily see FaZe just give, I mean, both teams were insane in that statistic.
Well, here's how it's going is games 1, 2, and 5 are favored for FaZe, whereas games 3 and 4 are favored for Spacestation. So they are going to try to defend their hometown maps and win where they can on those others. Let's take a quick look at some of these stats though. SnakeBite versus Pznguin. When it comes to Oddball, these two have been the objective masters on their squad. SnakeBite dropping 30 kills a game along with 45% of his team's Oddball
wild.
time.
That is wild. That efficiency is absurd. 116.6 points per game on average. But on the other side though, Pznguin's stats also very impressive. He does a bulk of the work, but you know that in Spacestation, they always like to share a little bit of that responsibility as well, depending on how the game flow is going.
A little more equitable household over there when it comes to doing those chores, those objective
A little bit more of a democracy, you know? All right, folks, this is it. Elimination Finals. FaZe Clan, Spacestation Gaming, the best in the world. The 3 best teams left in this competition. This is for all the marbles and a date with destiny without the gaming. Let's jump on board with the captain, SnakeBite.
SnakeBite and team opting to go over towards this overshield side. They spot Pznguin up at the sandbags and take him down.
SnakeBite now knows that he's going to have to put some pressure on this ball player, though. He does have some help from Renegade up on high. And, of course, Eco, none the wiser there. Picks the kill. He had no choice. You also have that overshield coming up in a few seconds. They got to worry about that. Seems a little disorganized here for a minute. The Shroud screen goes down, but you are going to see that member of Spacestation go down in turn, which means it could be an opening here for FaZe to get the overshield, and Royasu's got it.
Yeah, look at those kills across the board. Renegade so far 3-0 against his former teammates. If you're not familiar with the history of these rosters, Renegade, Eco, StelluR, and Pznguin were dominating at the early part of the 2022 season, at which point Renegade parted ways. And now they're about to find out who made the correct decision.
Yeah, and earlier on when we saw Sentinels take on FaZe, it was a similar story, except it was lethal on the other side for Sen. And, well, I think FaZe felt pretty confident about this decision, bringing in Renegade and really topping them off and giving them what they need to get to this point. But is it going to be enough, though? Spacestation have been playing some exquisite Halo all throughout the World Championship. What a close game this has been so far. 1-4, barely anyone's been able to get control. Really, I think it makes so much sense. This is literally how it has to go. Neither of these teams have the advantage right now, and that's pretty much how it's been all season long.
Yeah, just back and forth when it comes to these slays. That sticky does not hit there with that spike grenade. Bound somehow still alive here and keeping control of the top tower.
Now we'll see what Bound can do here. Spacestation does have that control, as you noted, Dave. Let's see, though, whether or not FaZe can crack this egg. It's going to be a little difficult. They're going to be met with a lot of resistance here. Good shots from Bound up on high in the tower side. They got to find an opening to make this push happen. Maybe that kill there could be the opening. That's 3 down now, and that's what they needed. They got to make this push happen.
Bound wanted to push over, being effective on overshield, but just too little, too late. We're going to see if that death comes back to bite him, because Bound could have stayed at tower, potentially bought some more time, and now FaZe in full control.
2 players down low. Frosty's got eyes on him. Big win for him. Overshield's definitely doing some work there. 2 more players over toward the nest, 1 back Mud. And Renegade's going to be able to pick off that player with relative ease because Frosty peppered him with a lot of shots. And SnakeBite with rotation going across over to the house. And he finds Royal 2 there, so that was just a good call. You saw the pressure, you dipped it over to grass, and then you make your way over to the house.
And looking at the stats right off the bat, Eco just having a dominating start, somehow winning that fight against Frosty. He is at 9 kills. The rest of his team has 6 kills combined. Eco single-handedly keeping his team in this game off the start.
The thing with Spacestation Gaming is, at any point in time, you could say the same thing about StelluR, Bound, Pznguin. They have the tools to be able to do this, all insane players.
Yeah, whether StelluR's gotten either a slower start because he's being targeted or just hasn't gotten his groove just yet, he has been shut down throughout this game. 1 kill, 5 assists, 7 deaths. He's gonna have to pick it up. He's gonna have to pull off that MVP performance if he wants to pick it up here in game number 1.
He almost did it again.
God.
Okay, someone's got to stop him, man. Check the controller. Man's hitting out here. Gorgeous stuff, though, from Frosty now. Still FaZe continuing to get control of this, but you got to give credit to Spacestation, even though FaZe have had a good portion of control for the last few minutes or so. The lead isn't that big.
Yeah, the time is not racked up, and like I said, the only real saving grace here has been the amount of slays that Eco has put up on the board. He still has as many kills as the rest of his 3 teammates combined. Yes, he's getting a lot of assists. He has no assist himself since he's picking up his teammates' damage. But just getting those players off the board gives his team so much room to move around, and just as I say that, Royal 2 and crew grab over shield, they clear out Spacestation, and they're going to put time on the board.
Yeah, this is going to be real problematic here for Spacestation. They're going to have a lot to work with now. Good positioning as well. Trying to handle this overshield player. Watch out, though, because SnakeBite's on the prowl alongside Royal 2, able to get him. Finding another one as well. StelluR does get the better of him there, but look at the communication. Look at the way that FaZe are playing for one another. Every single time they're in a fight, there's another player around the corner to finish it.
And look at this, Frosty picking up some much-needed ball time. Although SnakeBite is the primary objective player here on Oddball for FaZe, his teammates picking up where necessary and rotating. This time is going to be so incredibly valuable for the FaZe roster as he's in a play ball position.
And he does just that. Now, this is Spacestation's time to strike. They got 3 members down to FaZe, yes they do. But Royal 2 is going to be waiting for that ball. You're also going to have that heat wave coming up in a moment here, which is why Pznguin's going to go for that as well.
Enemy has the ball.
A little bit of a fumble there.
Yeah,
not as quick as you'd like to see him. Doesn't come back to bite Pznguin, but the rest of his teammates are taking down Pznguin, just trying to buy some time until the rest of his teammates spawn and then make a move. Luckily, he finds his former teammate, Renegade, down low at the pillar door, gets a crucial first kill. This is going to be the go signal for Spacestation. They have a numbers advantage, and they are charging across the map.
Pznguin making his way up onto the top. He's going to change that crosshair to get a more flat aim on it, spread a bit more so he can hit that player. And this is already looking pretty solid for Spacestation, but again, I gotta divert the attention to the bottom of the screen. 69-33 FaZe, even with that run and even with Pznguin playing his life, and he's doing a good job with it. FaZe have still been able to keep this lead quite substantial in their favor.
And look at this flank. Pznguin sniffed out by Royal 2, gets taken out, and that's gonna be another overshield going here for FaZe.
We say it all the time, Dave, you can't expect to win these games if you're giving, well, not giving, but if you're not getting, rather, the power items such as the overshield, the camo. It becomes very challenging for you to do so because it just sets the entire tone of the map. And now you have a green setup here for FaZe that should very well be successful for them here if they keep on playing like this.
FaZe has been getting this oddball. They've been bringing it over towards back mud, back towards back green, where they can play ball. So even when Spacestation get the kills, they can't grab the ball. They're just play balling it. And I don't see anyone in position to take advantage of this.
Wow.
StelluR goes down. Eco's too weak down the tunnel.
This is methodical.
Only 7 seconds, and FaZe are going to walk away with round 1.
This is methodical, Walshy. The way that FaZe played this was utter perfection. Even when Spacestation looked like they had an opening, FaZe shut the door immediately.
That is scary because Spacestation, Eco had an amazing round number 1.
He did. He really did.
StelluR got shut down. We're going to have to see some players step it up and pick it up here for Spacestation because I'm seeing them move as a unit. But we just see too many picks happening, one after the other.
Yeah, you cannot expect to win these fights if you're going in it with not the full force of all the players on your roster, right? It's going to be really difficult to go for those 2v3s, even 3v4, depending on the circumstances. And FaZe is doing a great job of staggering these spawns here against Spacestation, never really letting them get a comfortable fight.
Pznguin doing such a great job. I believe he took out 2 members there at the end as one of the last members left of Spacestation. That's going to stagger the FaZe spawns. They're not going to be in a comfortable position to grab that ball just yet. And there's that OS. We've been calling it out so far throughout round number 1, and let's see what Spacestation can do with this overshield.
StelluR's got eyes on one of the targets here. It's going to be Frosty, but he gets the better of him. And that is a heartbreaker. You get that overshield, but you don't really get much value out of it.
Yeah, it got basically melted before he even left that overshield silo.
Might as well have just not had it. The way it was trained so fast.
Also not sure when this ball was last picked up, but could reset anytime shortly, but looks like they're gonna grab that. A lot of action going on over at Nest and Green. Bound wants a piece of that action.
They
Look
want to
at
get
this
these guys
target
out of
switching.
here.
He does this so consistently. He'll get behind enemy lines, lay down shots on the first player, lay down shots on the second person, then go back and target switch to the first person. Bound does it flawlessly while curb sliding, doing everything right.
Yeah, and also just his forward position that he was getting for his team, just to deduce whether or not they were going to be in that area off the spawn. Maybe someone, you know, sped up, met their way over toward tower. It's just all those little details that Bound does so well. Now he's going to be behind his opponent here. Finds one. It's Frosty. He's going to be a little weak in the knees. Able to pick him off. That's going to be a headshot, though, courtesy of Eco. Now Bound has the sight set on Renegade here. What does he do? Is he just waits this one out. He's anticipating Renegade to push out, but he's losing teammates, and the calls are coming through, which is why he's just going to divert his attention down low, and that is another overshield for FaZe. That hurts.
That's a heartbreaker too. Bound, uncertain if he could help the ball carry over a Green. Tries to go back and help at OS. Thought they had enough numbers over there, but SnakeBite able to slip over the OS. They lost on both sides, and Bound was not a big factor in either of those fights.
Tough to recover from that situation if you're Bound, if you're losing on both fronts. But even then, though, they still manage to acquire the ball. They're still in this one very much so. And that's because of the caliber of player that's on this Spacestation lineup. You can always rely on one of them to just come up clutch when they need to. Same can be said for FaZe, though. Eco's going to be tucked away in the corner. SnakeBite has eyes on him, expect the play ball to happen here, and that's exactly what's going to transpire. So we're going to get a reset here for FaZe.
And perfect play ball by Pznguin, drawing at least 2 members of FaZe all the way towards back Green. Now, if Spacestation spawns and get towards tower a little quicker, they are actually going to be in the better spot, even though they're the ones spawning, because of that drawing of attention in the back of Green.
Yeah, now that ball available to grab. SnakeBite and the rest of the crew feel rather confident. There's going to be no one in this vicinity to contest it outside of the sniper player.
Nobody except, you know, the 2023 MVP with a sniper rifle. Other than that, it's totally clear, Golden Boy.
True that, bro. But he had a very limited angle. He could do a lot with a little. That's why MVP has, or sorry, that's why StelluR, we might as well change the name to MVP, why not? But that's why he was the MVP, of course. Spacestation, though, right back in this one, Dave.
Yeah, trying to bring that ball over. Gets taken out by SnakeBite. Not able to continue that run that he was starting. But don't worry, that's going to be Bound slipping and sliding around the corner, helping him finish off those kills.
Sometimes I think Bound is playing Wipeout.
Sometimes I feel like Spacestation need to add disclaimers on the skins or something like, hey, just so you know when you buy the skin, you are absolutely not going to move like Bound across the map. He is going to be faster, he's going to be smoother, he's going to be better. So just know that even though the skin looks really cool, it's not going to make you move like Bound.
But you should still buy the skin. Anyway. 2 players over toward Ness here for Eco. He's got to handle one of them at least. And he's got that teammate for help. That's StelluR to back him up. Renegade trying to juke around the bottom there, but it's not going to work out too well for him. And this is Spacestation roaring at this point in time, Dave. A slow start for them, a rough winter final. But here's Spacestation showing why they belong in this situation.
Yeah, Spacestation bouncing back, showing why they are the most consistent roster and team here in the 2023 season.
Yeah, the lowest placing this team has had is 3rd place.
That's insane.
That is some wild consistency. Very few teams have been able to do that. So Spacestation certainly doesn't want to see this run end here.
And this one's going to be tough. Bounds going for a nice flank, but he's a little too late on this one. His teammates were kind of left out to dry, and now he's trying to pick up the pieces, getting right behind these enemy lines, but the damage was done.
Feels
all
like
now in their hands.
I was going to say, Dave, feels like the strategy here and what we've been seeing more and more from Spacestation is like just unleash Bound. Let him go crazy in the backline because you know he's going to be good for at least one, right? But the thing is that FaZe are wise to this. So they're kind of just leaving Bound alone and then going over and then wiping out the rest of Spacestation. And they're trying to, you know, like establish themselves here. But then you have Bound who pops up behind him and then there's a thorn on their side again. And that's why the score is going to continue to tick for Spacestation because Bound has been running around willy-nilly on this map with all the freedom in the world to just harass FaZe.
Yeah, and Spacestation have to decide if they're going to go for this OS or not. Looks like it's not going to happen. They're going to have to let that one go. And 3 fall down. StelluR, the last one alive. They didn't get the play ball. This OS is going to go inside the hands of FaZe. They have too many people here. There's no way they can contest it.
That is true. It's going to be really tough for them, but Spacestation, all they need is 1 round of slays, and they should be able to lock up this round. You can't let FaZe run away with this. Otherwise, it's going to be real difficult for you to come back into this one.
I mean, Frosty has an overshield, but that was deleted. Huge sticky. And 10 points remaining here for Spacestation to tie up this oddball game.
You get 1 decent push.
SnakeBite's the only one in position. Gets close to SnakeBite. Somehow gets no-scoped by Pznguin. He also has the sniper rifle while doing the objective.
And that's the round. SSG back in the game, Walshy.
Now, one thing that's scary is we talked about how, you know, StelluR, he's the 2023 MVP. We're expecting him to have the biggest and best performance for his team today. However, he's lower on the kill board. Whether that's focus on FaZe, whether it's slow and starting slow, but that's a testament to how strong of a unit Spacestation is. They don't just rely or need StelluR to go off every single time. He can be having arguably one of his weaker games, and they still can win.
Yeah. That is why this team has been so consistent all year long. Well, let's see, though, if this is going to pay off. Oh, good try there from Bound to kind of try and keep himself alive now. Frosty looking for the miracle shot, but does not find it. 2 players down now for FaZe 3. Never mind. And that is Spacestation with possession of the overshield. They also have the ball to boot.
Just going to put the pressure on FaZe. Yes, StelluR wants to instead focus on slaying.
Noob combo.
Right there, just making sure his teammate gets the ball right away. There's kind of this replacement theory that happens at the highest level of Halo, meaning whoever's close to that objective, in many cases, needs to be the one that grabs it. You aren't just going to have Pznguin run an extra 30 meters to go grab that ball. Instead, StelluR's going to pass it to his teammate and then focus on slaying. And you see that at the highest level, whether it comes to objective, whether it comes to grabbing a power weapon or power up.
Frosty got himself a double kill while StelluR was walking around, and you're right, Dave. He's doing what is required of him to do here. The problem is that, once again, FaZe are wise to it, and then they try and make that push happen. Still not able to get a lot of points on the board here. They're going to have to rotate this one over to green, potentially. Here comes the pressure, though, from the garage door. You got 2 players. They're going to be moving real fast on this one, and a lot of players weak in the knees. World 2, though, playing in a real cheeky corner, trying to stay alive, excuse me. But instead, it's going to be FaZe coming out on top out of that gambit.
What a sneaky setup there by FaZe. Holding the ball over at green. Sometimes it feels like it's vulnerable as soon as you get around that corner and ideally fight a one-on-one the back there. But that player hiding around the corner. Now we're going to have to see. Renegade's late to this fight. Are Spacestation pushing there quick enough? Because Spacestation has to decide if they're going for OS or the ball. And it looks like Spacestation able to grab the ball in exchange with Overshield. Now, how much damage does Renegade do with this OS? And right there, StelluR decides to negate that Overshield. Sometimes you have to decide if you're hightailing and run away from the OS, or if you have to deal with it face on. StelluR takes the brunt of that damage. They put 10 points on the board and play ball.
Oh my.
We're gonna see how this transpires here with further map control.
2 down currently here. Eco's going to be not long for this world as well. SnakeBite trying to get away from this one. It was not the best position for him to be in at that moment in time. Bound's going to get a trade sticky, courtesy of World 2. You can hear the crowd going crazy here for SSG in Seattle. The organization came out in full force to support their boys.
Also keep in mind, we heard how much of a factor this crowd played in that last series.
Oh, yeah, dude. As
they were chanting for Optic, as they were chanting for SSG. Absolutely played a massive factor in how these teams played.
Eco's going to juggle that ball just to keep it activated here over toward the house. You got 3 members of FaZe tucked away, but here's Renegade trying to make a play, but the heat wave is going to melt them. Now the push is going to be coming from top mid, and a big attempt here from World 2, and he's going to succeed in that one. He's got the sniper as well, plenty of ammo. He's got to be careful about how he shoots it. Oh my word! He's looking for another one, but it's not going to be there because his teammates got him covered, and they have the ball.
Doesn't need to even shoot another person. And yeah, Royal 2, you can scope with that weapon, as you can see right here. Most of the time I don't see him do it, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, he treats it like a DMR, right? Sniper sometimes. He's so nasty with it. Just like that.
Yeah.
They are going to break that, though. This is going to give a rather loaded weapon, though, to StelluR, a person you do not want to have the sniper in their hands, but never mind. Renegade's going to stop him.
Enemy has the ball.
This game is about even. There's Shroud going down, overshield in the hands of Renegade. And let's see how much damage he does this time. Last time he had overshield. Once he was at sandbags, he basically got it all negated. Goes in for a melee. Most of that overshield melted, so he got one kill. We got to see if he can get any more. Time still being racked on the boards. However, this time FaZe have the ball over in the garage or house. They're not going to play ball this one if they lose their lives.
No way. He gets the trade.
That was a big one.
That was massive because if that player was still over at that side of the map, it's going to be a little bit more challenging for them to have to deal with on top of the players that are going to be pushing over toward the green side. But they're getting really close here, Dave. They only need a few more points.
Yeah, this is the last push coming in from Spacestation. Does FaZe have any flanks, or they know where the pushes come from? There's no other way around it. They're going to be going garage and sandbags. 93 points on the board, and FaZe dropped the ball. They realize they have to win this fight in order to close this game out. Two members drop.
What name?
Royal 2 trying to do everything he can here on the scoreboard. Gets a trade there with the spike grenade, and that's going to be Renegade potentially snagging this ball, but no. StelluR and Bound going to be watching.
Both teams know what's at stake here, but FaZe is going to try and get this ball away. You only have a few more seconds left. What is Spacestation going to do? Can they do anything? It doesn't seem like they can, and that is going to be the game. FaZe take map 1.
What a sneaky play with that ball at the end. They did such a good job of pushing and pulling, dropping the ball, going for slays, sneaking that ball away at the end. So well done.
Spacestation Gaming in rare territory here. Having lost 4 games in a row has to be rather demoralizing for a team that prides itself on its structure, its play style, its consistency. It's a bit of a rough one here for SSG, but for FaZe, seems like they are picking up right where they left off after that Sentinels matchup.
Yeah, they look so strong in round 1 and 3.
Oh man.
And FaZe just been waiting for this matchup. Keep in mind, these teams have played each other quite a bit here in this 2023 season, with FaZe coming out ahead.
Yeah, FaZe has always had the number of SSG, I shouldn't say always, but they've had the number of SSG quite a few times. But SSG, let's not forget, has also managed to go toe-to-toe against FaZe and has been largely successful throughout the season. These two teams, they're really, I feel like when it comes down to it, you can look at the stats, you can comb over the numbers, but the reality of the situation is, Dave, it's that it's really about who makes this play here, who moves over there. Like, it's the small details that's going to determine who wins this game.
Yeah, and I feel like the main things that kind of happened the last ones, I felt like FaZe did a great job of shutting down StelluR, not letting him go off any sort of sprees, not being that dominating factor that we've seen across so many other games. Renegade right there, standing up, taking a look across the aisle at his former teammates and saying, I made the correct decision.
Ooh, spicy, Dave. What level of spice is that? Is that like mild? Is that like a medium spice?
It's a medium spice.
It's a medium spice? I can't wait to see what maximum spice Dave is like. Mas picante. Cannot wait. All right, well, here are your stats for StelluR Aquarius. 11-2 record for FaZe and 7-6 for the boys over in SSG. And the reality is that, again, I'll just repeat it. You know, yeah, the numbers are here. Yes, they favor FaZe, but I think SSG is angry, and they're going to try and answer back here.
They're going to have to answer back. You also got to keep in mind, these first 2 games statistically in favor for FaZe. If you're just looking at past history, just look at the math. You look at the series going with first 2 games going for FaZe, game 3 and 4 going for Spacestation.
Spacestation needs to survive if they want a chance in this one. You're looking at that guy right there, Bound. Could be the difference maker here for this team. He has been the difference maker for this squad when he joined the lineup. A lot of questions about him, whether or not he could perform, whether or not he could be the player that everyone was talking about, the online player that everyone was going nuts over. And I think Bound has undoubtedly proven those doubters wrong. But this is a test unlike any other here, because now not only have you lost, but you've lost 4 in a row at this point. So this is where you see the mental fortitude of SSG and whether or not they have what it takes to bounce back.
Yeah, and they need to bounce back. Once you start getting in those moments of doubt saying your team needs to alter this, or do we need to change something up, that's where teams can really start to get in trouble. I always advise just making the most minor of changes for these rosters. As soon as you try to change too many things, alter too many variables, you usually do not come up with the right solution and right formula. It has to be very minor changes at this highest level of play, whether that's somebody staying alive just a little bit longer, somebody just upping the aggression just a little bit. Very minor changes. As soon as you have all 4 players trying to do too many different things, rarely does it ever work out.
You know what I think is really fascinating about these 2 lineups? If we think about historically, right? The duo in SSG, the Eco, StelluR, right? They always stick with those rosters and ride it out all the way, right? And this time around, I feel like it's interesting because, well, Tox, then FaZe, and Optic, all these other teams that they were in, they were also an incredibly consistent team, always sticking with the same roster. But you talk about little changes, and I think it's really fascinating how both of these teams, known for sticking it through, working it out, they have made these slight adjustments, and then they're here right now. It feels like nothing's really changed, but it's still so cool to see how good these teams have gotten with the slight adjustments that they've made. But when it comes down to in-game as well, I think everyone has just been firing on all cylinders. You know, you really just gotta, if you're SSG, just realize, hey, this is your last chance. Wake up. You gotta get back in this.
Yeah, and you know SSG are looking across and just saying, what do we have to change? What slight differences? They have the ability to bring the series back. Like I said, they have to look at statistically and say, we are not statistically ahead on these first 2 games, but they can do what Optic just completed in that winners finals. They have the ability to reverse sweep, or if they can somehow steal away this game number 2, they are looking at a potential 3-1 series if the math holds true.
Yeah, got to trust the math. But
you've never trusted math ever in your
not
life.
at all. Not at all. Math, look, math is a lie, okay? The kids, go to school. Don't be like me, not believing in math. All right, 1-0 in the count. FaZe starts off strong. SSG reeling after that loss against Optic, the reverse sweep. So they're gonna need to dig deep here, and I have no doubt in my mind that they will. Players getting ready as we're gonna jump into the server. Fans coming out in full force. It's been pretty incredible to see how this has honestly been growing. Remember when you and I were at the ESL studio just commentating, and it was like just us in the room, and now like here we are, there's like so many people. So give yourselves a round of applause, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. We do this for Halo. We love this game.
GB, you realize you and I have been casting Halo for over a decade?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about that too, actually. I've been casting Halo almost a decade. My friend told me I was wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah, over a decade. Over a decade. And what a match do we have for you right now? StelluR Aquarius, Spacestation, taking on FaZe Clan. This last time, Spacestation got off to a rough start against Optic. Let's see if history repeats itself as they go in here in the elimination finals. Renegade already having StelluR back down quite a bit. And look at these battles. Bound and Eco picking up the first 2 kills. Much better start than we saw last time.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about that Optic StelluR game in Game 5, that was very uncharacteristic of Spacestation Gaming. And even though they were trying to make the comeback happen, there's a point in time where that lead just gets so big that there's just nothing you can do about it. And Spacestation knows this all too well now, so they're just going to wait this one out and just try and go toe-to-toe here against FaZe. Try and peel away this lead as much as they possibly can.
Bound being that aggressor on the backside. One thing that's tricky about Bound is if he is making a larger flank, he has to get the timing just right. If he goes too early, he's outnumbered by FaZe. If he goes too late, his teammates are being outnumbered across the map. However, when he gets that timing just right, he is a thorn in the side of FaZe and dealing so much damage and the catalyst for his team to win that engagement. Renegade screaming out against his former teammate, letting him know who's better.
Yeah, Bound got shut down there earlier on, but yeah, you're right, Dave. If he gets activated, it's going to be a problem for FaZe, as we saw in that map 1 when he's on his own and he gets the freedom. He can do some really wild things. They're going to keep this one close within striking distance. 3 kills separating the two of them now. As we jump over to World 2's perspective, the calls are being made. And here you go. You got Pznguin trying to get a little reckless up on top.
How's he
gonna
live?
yeah, seriously, he just got out of there so fast. I think he had a dash as well.
Another disclaimer added to that skin. You will not get away in situations like that, nor will you somehow get in a miraculous nade. We're going to have to add a paragraph-long terms of services on that Spacestation skin.
But you should still buy the skin. In any case, though, now it's a tied game. FaZe are feeling this one. Spacestation managed to take the lead. They're going to add on to this one here. You got 2 players down now for FaZe. SSG's got to reposition, find out where these players are going to be, and suss them out.
Look at this uncertainty. Just giving so much credit to FaZe, saying, we don't know where they're at. They could have snuck by here. And right now, they're in an information gathering phase, just trying to see exactly where FaZe are at, and then deciding what push to do based on their locations.
And this is why we're at a stalemate here, because I think both teams have figured it out. Oh yeah, they're on the other side. We'll just wait here.
Look at this now, both teams creeping up to that 50-yard line. As soon as one shot starts breaking loose, all hell is gonna break loose. StelluR getting the first kill on SnakeBite. Player weak on car 2, and his Spidey senses tingling as Eco knows somebody's gotta be flanking over in the util.
Yeah, and they're able to actually get a spawn off of that as well, so those players are gonna have that yellow side. Basically gonna flip exactly where we were just a few seconds ago. But that was a risky but worthwhile move there for SSG, as they were able to get a kill out of that, keep this lead within 2.
Look at these traps just being set. As soon as someone rounds the corner, they're gonna meet 2 BRs.
Ooh.
Royal 2 dishing out so much damage he stays alive.
Yeah,
When these anchor players are the only one by themselves, they want to make sure they're creating as much distance as possible so that if they get outnumbered, they can run away to safety where their teammates are at. But that's tough when Bound comes behind enemy lines, creating a fork between Royal 2 and Renegade, getting that pick over at the fridge.
And that is going to be a 5-kill lead here for SSG. SnakeBite manages to get one over in the corner here. Bound knows exactly where that player is, but he's not going to go for it. He doesn't have the nades either, so no utility to handle SnakeBite in the corner. The SnakeBite getting challenged here, and a huge opportunity there for FaZe to shut that player down, and now they're within 1.
Bound feeling a little overconfident, or also just knowing that his team was losing the fight across the board. What you'll see at the highest level of Halo is if your team is down in numbers, you have 2 options. 1, run and hide, buy some more time for your teammates. And second option, if you can isolate a 1v1, even if you're down in a shot, you'd rather take that fight before that player gets more reinforcements. Bound opted for option 2 and tried to take the one-on-one against SnakeBite.
Yeah, you can even see too in that, like even before that play had manifested itself, like Bound was over toward yellow, and then the Sizzle Sticks came through, and it's like, hey, that damage, that was huge. He couldn't push, and that led a snowball effect to where we are right now. They were down by 5 at one point, and now we're right back into this one. FaZe tying it up with SSG. The SnakeBite patrols around here toward P-side.
Pznguin getting picked off at top car, and here comes the push from FaZe. They know the players are over at yellow, at the util, at the car, and they're putting the constriction on, trying to take that high ground, but there comes the backup from StelluR.
All 4 players going to be on
saved.
the Sizzle Sticks side of the map, their car side rather.
Enemy halfway to
They're going to be able to pick up 2 kills off of that. That's a 3-kill lead now. Spacestation, even though FaZe have been mostly going toe-to-toe against them, SSG has managed to just maintain their lead. If they lose it, they get it back. They have been very good about that. Now we're going to see whether or not this is going to be an SSG that can continue to add on to this. Get to 30, get to 40, end this game, tie the series up, because you know what's at stake here. You have to stay alive. Get to that point where you're in game 3 and 4. Big double kill there for StelluR. They're looking for another one as well, but they ain't going to give it to him.
StelluR coming online. He's now second highest on his team for kills and playing a little more confident. As soon as he meets another player, laying down so many shots, sliding across the map, and look at this. Doesn't realize how many players just yet, but preserving every little bit of shield he can. He knows that more players are going to be on that half.
StelluR's trying to get away from this one, just valuing his life. So well played. Unfortunately for him, though, he ran into a lovely grenade there from Renegade. Gets that melee onto him. I actually thought he was rather weak. I'm kind of shocked he didn't get that kill.
Renegade traded out so much damage there. Reading perfectly the challenge coming over from the courtyard. On top of that, thrusting out and getting a melee trade onto another member of Space Station. That's one thing that's so dangerous about Renegade, is he's not an easy kill. If you take him down a lot of times, he is going to output so much.
Literally just like that. He managed to keep himself alive, one shot, tucked himself in the corner, great movement, knew exactly what he had available to him, and he's still living inside of his base and still getting kills.
Melee trade once again. Name a better duo. Renegade just outputting so much damage. Can't wait to look at that stat at the end of this. Not just damage output, but damage received. There has been so much focus on him from the Space Station side of the map.
Yeah, he's the highest deaths currently for his team, but he's been in the thick of it quite a lot. 33-32. This continues to just be a 1-kill game, a tied game, a 3-kill game. It's just they're right next to each other. And they're waiting to see where these players are going to be. SnakeBite manages to get the kill inside of the yellow util room. Call was made that he was rather weak, so Pznguin decided to go and peek and take that shot, but he's going to pay with it with his life.
Also still pinging that, must have known that second player there. These players, when they're calling out location, in many cases they're also calling out what player it is. That way they know what their tendencies are, or if they spot a second player there, all of a sudden they can readjust their playstyle. They can say, not only is one player there, half of their team is over that utility. Use that knowledge as you must.
And Nico knows. He's looking at his teammate's screen. He's waiting for the push. He's waiting for someone to come through to help him out here, and he does have a teammate that assists. It's going to be StelluR pushing inside of the base. 2 players are going to be right behind him here toward car side, and this is the push now that they've been looking for. Huge kills coming through. FaZe managing to still keep this one relatively close despite the coordinated push from SSG.
Always one trade after the other. One thing that's always so amazing about these top level players is even when they're in a odd position, when they're down low, they're able to use their numbers advantage and just turn the tide of battle. Still a 1-kill game, Golden Boy.
This is wild, man. It's been a decent amount of time here, and these two teams just do not seem to be giving any quarter whatsoever, and I don't think anyone expected any quarter. World 2 is going to go for the kill there against Bound. Knows that another player is going to be low. The tags are coming in too, but look at that pressure on the util side of the map. World 2 is going to be good for the shot, though.
World 2 know the flank's coming through. He sees that player no longer at pink 1.
Tied
decides
game.
he can take up more ground.
Tied game, Dave, at 42-42. I expect this game to slow down considerably here so that both teams can figure out how they want to try and approach this. But I think World 2 is going to be kind of the tip of the spear here with that heat wave and dash combo that he's got equipped. He's got to stay alive, though.
And sometimes that's the opening. You don't even need a kill sometimes to push across. Just like with that damage against Royal 2, looks like Space Station start to push across, trade out kills with Bound and Renegade. Now what's the play? It's going to be Royal 2 and Pznguin fighting it out in the util.
And they managed to get that first win. Big kills there coming through now. One player's going to be toward the Sizzle 6, trying to get their way through. But instead now, World 2 still playing his life. 46, 44. 2 kills separating these two squads, and this is the worst possible time for SSG to have lost that lead.
It's a tough time to lose it, but at the same time, Aquarius can be very swingy. If they're able to, one of these pushes, get a pick and stay alive, then they can push that numbers advantage. Try to stagger spawns every single time, though. We've been seeing just kill after kill. Right there, Bound gets entry kill onto Renegade. How do they react? Looks like Frosty gets the fish onto Bound. Royal 2 is a player they were not ready for. And there are the kill trades beginning. StelluR falling, Renegade falling. It's going to be 3-on-2. What does Space Station do?
All right, so Bound is making a risky play here. He's by himself, back of the field. And he's looking, checking the corners, doing his due diligence. 4 players clumped up over toward the P side of the map. 48-47, 1 minute 35 seconds left. Here comes the push, but they're clumping up inside of this choke here.
They don't have the secondary angle. They also don't see this trap. They must know it's there, though. You see them just throwing that preemptive nade, saying it's just too good to be true.
They don't
There's
like
no way they would leave there from pink.
Yeah.
Also, their former teammate also looking for a play of their own.
They're waiting for it. They know that this is coming. The Renegade is wise to it here. He's playing this one out intelligently. Bound trying to sniff him out. Where's this player located? Renegade's going to go down. 48-48 now. Tied game with 1 minute left on the clock.
And the Space Station decide to push his numbers advantage. They have a 1-person advantage on the board, but maybe some shields down. Neither team wants to overstep here. They both have their half of the map. and they ain't moving.
Nope. See no reason why anyone should. I think we might end up seeing a draw game here potentially.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
I don't know about that, Golden Boy.
Want to take some on? Give your dollar?
We'll see.
Give your dollar?
I feel like with the likes of Bound and Renegade, these players are aggressive. They're going to try to find some sort of flank and opening. They're just trying to find any information they can.
Yeah. The problem is that no information is being given. Neither side, really. They've just been playing this one as slow as they possibly can.
And both teams just have these traps set up as well.
Oh, hey, Dave. Looks like I was right.
It's not. You still got
Hey, Dave.
15 seconds on this one.
Hey, Dave.
All right, looks
like
we will be going to the OT and deciding on these last couple kills.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Here
Oh
comes
no.
the massive push.
Frosty's in the
They
corner.
know the push is coming. They get Frosty.
Oh!
Can SnakeBite get the answering kill? 1 second left.
He gets it! Oh my God, he got the kill! 49-49, it's a one-kill game. Royal 2's up on top on P side. Two players gonna be tucked away inside of the fridge. They're gonna be so weak. Oh my word! 50-49, FaZe pull off the win. What just happened, David?
Such ice there from FaZe. You saw the great push from Spacestation. They get the pick on Frosty in the fridge.
Oh my.
Pznguin dropping at that 50th one.
I'm like,
The good and bad of that last push was it was all or nothing. They wanted to go for the 1 or 2 kills and that drop. But unfortunately, somehow FaZe were able to get that 49 kill. I don't know who got it. It must have been.
I owe you $1. That's number one. Number two, what an ambitious, risky play from FaZe. If I'm being 100% frank here, man, he was by himself in the corner with 10 seconds left on the clock, Dave.
Yeah, there was 10 seconds left on the clock, but FaZe, they didn't expect a mass push. They expected both teams to kind of be evenly distributed across the map.
Fair.
Generally, a squad like Spacestation, they're just going to send 3 or 4. But take a quick look at the stats before I go further into that. Like I said, I want to see Renegade stats, and 5,600 damage dealt, 6,200 damage received. Most damage dealt, most damage received out of every single player on that field.
But that's because he was in the thick of it every single time on those flanks. Same thing for Bound as well. What a game that was. And again, another nail biter. And this is the final moments of the game. So Bound was waiting for the opportunity to go on his side to make the move happen.
Here's exactly what happens is in a situation like this, Spacestation know approximately where FaZe are going to take over. FaZe are not just going to give up a full portion of the map. They're going to have somebody at the flag or someone at the car side. They must have even spotted somebody there, even towards fridge. And so they say, all right, even if they have someone at fridge here, they're going to have back in the pink. We are going to force their hands and try to kill both of these players. And that's exactly what they do.
Look at
They
this.
prep the push at the 10-second mark. All 4 members go and say, we're going to get a 4-on-3 or a 4-on-2 and win this battle. They get the first one in the fridge. They back down SnakeBite, and somehow Renegade comes in across the map, gets the first kill on Eco. But like Spacestation said, they all come in that direction. They have no additional angles to help support
Yeah, they
the
were
kills.
pinned. They were pinned, and that one nade will seal the deal. Oh, wow. What a game. That was the craziest 10 seconds of Halo I've ever seen. That was, and we've had some crazy games today, man.
These have been
wow.
incredible matchups thus far. Now we saw how close those 2 games were on FaZe favored maps and modes. Up next, we're going to a Spacestation favored mode. Spacestation's record here on Argyle CTF is 7-2, whereas FaZe is about even 5-4.
Ooh.
So still semi-close stats, but clearly a Spacestation favored mode.
But do you feel like the math is checking out here? You think it's mathing right?
I mean, it is. Like, FaZe won the 2 games they're supposed to, and the ones they statistically were ahead on. Spacestation has shown their resilience. They're too strong and consistent of a team to get rattled after a game loss here or there. They've kept it close all these times. They've shown no fear to push when they need to. They're not playing, they're playing to win.
Yeah.
They're not sitting back and playing to not lose.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it goes to show in the last final seconds of that Aquarius Slayer game. And Royal 2 at 2.13 KD. That is a sizable amount of kills that he's been able to accrue on CTF there.
Pznguin 1.35. However, I can guarantee you Penguin's pulling a lot more flags, moving that flag a lot more across the map. Royal 2 is just making sure people see the respawn screen quite a bit more.
Ooh, man, what a game we were treated to there. And here is the attacking stats on Argyle CTF. You saw the defending stats earlier. So a 29 and 28% success rate. You want to round it up, 30. Again, it's, I mean, I don't know. I feel like
it's a bit more aggressive than we normally see. I mean, Argyle CTF is generally a low-scoring game. As you can see, these teams are capping between 1 and 2 caps per game on Argyle CTF on average.
But I do like that SSG, they're just going for it more.
They're going for a bit more.
Yeah, and I feel like when you do that a bit more and you have that positioning, they're very good at that. It puts the onus on the other team to have to try and respond, and they benefit off of that more than once. We've seen it throughout the weekend when they, make those flag pulls bottom of the map, right? When they go bottom base and then try and take it over to the pistol side of the map, right? Like that flag run has been very, very good for SSG. And I could potentially see them, yeah, you're right, Dave. I can see the map checking out and then walking away with this one.
Potentially some more pulls here and there, but it's just going to depend on how chaotic that map gets. At some point, these teams are going to prioritize slays. Yeah.
Wow. Good day, huh? Not bad. I think a lot of us are quite enthusiastic about what we've been seeing here today. Top quality Halo across the board. If you're just joining us, welcome, folks. This is it. This is the Halo World Championship, a $1 million prize pool. So much at stake here to etch your name in history alongside all the legends of Halo esports is a monumental thing. And you don't got to wink there. Okay,
I didn't wink.
You don't got to wink. You know this guy.
Wink. I did nothing.
Did something. I don't trust you. But you know what, though? You know what? Most importantly, I think it's just been this experience here and all the people who have just come out full force, support this game, support these players, the chants, the energy. Everyone feels it. This place has been on fire all day long. The noise has been through the roof, and everyone's been bringing it. So you got a lot to be proud of.
Been a long series thus far, and I don't expect it ending here soon. Yes, FaZe are up 2-0. Games have been as close as they possibly can be. And Spacestation gonna try to get this game number 3 and some momentum on their side as they try to extend this elimination bracket finals.
What a beautiful sight. Super cool. Super cool. All right. Sorry, had a moment there. All right, let's go ahead and talk about what we've been seeing this weekend from our top performers. And there's World 2 right at the top. He's been contributing so much to this team and their success throughout his entire career here. I mean, World 2 was, at one point in time, I think everyone would say he was the greatest player in the world, especially in like the early Halo 5 days. This guy has just been lights out, no matter the circumstances or the situation. But you see another player there, and that's StelluR, who, even though he's been a little bit up and down this series, I think you're starting to see StelluR come around the corner, and I think that number is going to be going up.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing StelluR step it up here these final games. Not that he's been lacking. More so credit to being shut down.
Yeah.
These teams and players, like I said, they're calling out who they're looking at, who they want to knock off the map.
It's been impressive how both teams know each other so well, but they know where to exploit the subtle weaknesses when those moments present themselves. And they don't present themselves all that often. But here we go. Up next, we got CTF Argyle. Now, if you're, again, just joining us, this is statistically good for Spacestation. And as we've been discussing, games 1 and 2, statistically good for FaZe. So now, we could potentially see SSG get the comeback, but man, they have to be reeling after not getting that Aquarius win, because how big of an advantage that would have been, man.
Those ones are tough. Yeah, when you're looking at series statistically, you need to defend the games that you are ahead in and steal one away from the opposing team. And right there, that was such a great chance. That was the best chance that Spacestation had to steal a game right there and prime themselves for a 3-game spree.
SSG are going to have to do what Optic did to them. Reverse sweep their opponent, punch your ticket into the grand finals of the Halo World Championship 2023. If not, we're going to get a battle as old as time itself. We'll see, though, how the chips fall when we jump into the game. Players, I'm sure, needed a little bit of a bio break there for a moment, recollect themselves as they get ready for this one. it's a mental drain, man. It really is. You know, the pressure that these players must be feeling on that main stage now, Dave.
Yeah, and generally you're feeling that pressure once you're outside the game, when you have time to think about it. The second that they get inside the game, that's where they're called, cool, collected. They are comfortable there. They've been training at home, online, for months and months on end, here to perform on this main stage and for this exact moment. Throughout the 2023 season, both these teams have had wins on the circuits. Those wins, they don't matter. If you're able to win the Halo World Championship, they would throw out all those other wins for the win here.
That's right. That's your name in history. Funny enough, a lot of the players on those stage have tasted that success before. So they know what's at stake here, especially for FaZe Clan. This is the squad that holds themselves to such a high standard as professionals. They put in work. They improve on the things that they struggle at. Their strongholds has been amazing this event. They've really been on the improvement grind, and it shows. Some even said, I remember seeing the scrim results coming out, like, I think Halo.Hive, shout out to you, bud, tweeted out, had FaZe reached their final form. And they could have. They very well could have, but, you know, they're here in the elimination bracket, so what does that say about Optic, am I right? Oh, boy.
Looking good from those across the way. One thing also to keep in mind is that 6 of these 8 players are world champions. They have won the most important tournament of the year when it counts the most.
Yeah. SSG, you know, StelluR, Eco, same thing. Pznguin managed to taste his first championship victory, I believe, what was that, over in North Carolina, like last year, I think it was. And then from there, it's just been a pathway to success with this squad, most recently winning out on the SSG Invitational in their home turf, which had to feel really good. But this ain't home turf here. Now it's time to get to work as both teams are prepping and getting ready to go. We had some tech issues on the stage, so we'll make sure we get that all sorted out for y'all before we jump into the game. Oh, good form there, buddy. Okay, that's risky. I don't know if I would do that. You know, he's got it like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know how much Spacestation are playing these players, but paying these players, but like, you know, just flip your phone around like that, don't care.
Risky man. Risky man is probably
born in a different gaming area.
He's just such steady hands. That's why he's so good at the game. All right, excuse me, guys. It's been a long weekend, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. We've been having so much fun here. Right in front of us, we have the Season 5 playable stations that people have been going nuts for. What do you think about the Bandit starts, man?
Bandit starts, I'm gonna have to wait and see once these top pros are playing with it for extended periods of time. Some people are saying the maps and modes are gonna play significantly different.
Yeah.
Some people are saying this person could be better. I don't like to speculate as much. A lot of times I'm like,
come on,
let me
Dave,
just
speculate.
see what happens.
Come on,
let
Dave.
me see what happens.
I wonder if we can I get the crowd to chant speculate, speculate, speculate.
They do not want a chance. But talking about Season 5, like we said,
how dare you?
One thing that's going to happen around these Evo Bandit starts is that damage no longer is going to be a 33, 66%, or 100% thing like with VR where you can hit 1 to 3 bullets. Instead, it's going to be all or nothing with that Bandit shot.
Yeah,
I know.
So
that's going to hit way harder. You're going to see a lot more impact when it comes to peak shots. When people get that advantage on a wall or a pillar, they're going to exploit that even further as they can dodge a Bandit shot, go out and do 100% damage instead of those times where players can ping somebody and keep their shields down. And just look at all these new maps and modes. It's going to be so fun for the entire community.
That's right. Season 5 launches October 17th, which is 2 days away. Make sure you go ahead, get on the servers, play the game, have fun, because it's going to be a good one. We also have Firefight coming pretty soon, which I'm really excited for. And you can see, of course, folks enjoying themselves, playing some Season 5, enjoying the Bandit Evo starts and the maps as well. Prism was super fun to play on. I really do like the needler ammo being scattered all about. That was super cool.
And then, yeah, like you see on screen right there, Firefight King of the Hill, you can go play it right there. But I don't think many of the people in the stands are going to want to go do that right now because you got FaZe taking on Spacestation. FaZe off to a spectacular start in the series. Up 2-0. Can FaZe close this out? And you know they want to. They want to end this quick, concisely, save their energy. They want to go into that grand finals.
Yeah.
However, Spacestation, and math say otherwise.
You have to make a reverse sweep happen if you're FaZe or SSG against Optic Gaming in the grand finals. Or sorry, you'd have to win 2 series in a row, not a reverse sweep, sorry. 2 series in a row in order to do that. How difficult that will be for both of these teams against Optic, but that's the future. This is the present as we get ready for Argyle CTF. Everything on the line here for SSG as they are down 2-0 against Optic Gaming. Sorry, FaZe Clan. Well, they were Optic at one point. They were a lot of things at one point. That, my friends, is the art of the fill. Let's go ahead and jump into the action as the teams are loaded up, ready to go. It's time to rumble.
Let's see who's grabbing these snipers on both sides. I believe it's got to be Royal 2 here from the FaZe side. And then I believe that's going to be StelluR from Spacestation. Either of those players getting any picks are going to create the opportunities for the rest of their teammates. Looks like Renegade's getting aggressive right away. Gets the QT, pushes behind any lines, and doesn't care. He's going to create a little more space. Doesn't get a teleport as Bound also takes him out. Opening a great opportunity for Spacestation to push on in and see if they get control of a sniper.
Yeah, FaZe are going to be tucked away in the back of the base now. StelluR's got himself a nice angle here toward these stairs. Body shot for forcing that player back. Can't really do much here. And with FaZe turtling inside of the base, I think now that they have to kind of just wait for this next pick to come through, and then they can start to work through it. But here comes Renegade, or sorry, here comes SnakeBite as he gets himself the kill, and they were able to take down another one. 3 down here for SSG just like that.
This is such a huge opening as well. One thing you'll notice is Royal 2 is now going to play a heck of a lot different now that there's no sniper across the map. He's going to be out in the open more, put in more pressure, and get more lines of sight. You see the same with SnakeBite. Not afraid to jump towards top center. He's not going to get melted that quick.
FaZe are going to be on the attack here, Dave. Let's jump into a listen in and hear how they're going to try and pull this flag.
Back flag in their side. Back flag in their side.
They're barrels
holding back for you so bad. Yeah, just keep moving, guys. Keep moving.
Our grapple's up for
They're long all on my ping.
Right. Just sniping their vents.
Our grapple should be up.
Okay,
They're barrels, guys.
One Eco, one of their snipe bot.
I'm looking. Back flag. I'm playing for Eco.
They're snipe one touch.
They're back flag bound in their snipe bot, guys.
Watch you, still snipe bot.
Yo, one's flank. They're main up to PCs, guys. They're main up to PCs.
Everything in 10, everything in 10.
In their back flag.
There's 2 there.
Nice job.
Back flag, man.
Keep playing, guys. Keep playing. Can you lift?
I'm trying to. He's gonna kill. He might kill me.
You die, you get grappled.
Everything's up. He's going long haul. He's already going long haul.
Yeah.
He's bound.
Nice. Snipe the snipe.
Yeah, they have 2 snipes.
One's our front base. Snipe the front base.
I'm looking for base. Our base in? Our base 1 hit. You shouldn't have any more nation.
Sniping the street, sniping left side. Sniping left side.
Our shoddy.
Yeah, our base again. Under base.
He's one shot basement. He's in the deep corner, man.
Our under base going front, PJ.
Are you?
He's our front, still front. He went out. He literally went out. He's sniping top vent.
I don't see a guy under.
He's under PJ.
I'm gonna be playing their base.
Our back base.
StelluR sniping. He's our
Sniper's down our side.
Pull your flag. You're solid, John.
He's getting a snipe to our side.
Nice shot. All good.
One try pulling your flag.
He's really slow.
He's joking. Our front base sniping. Our front base sniping. He's their vent sniping.
Our vent as well.
Our vent.
Quantum ran out. Slow me long. So you're gonna kill me. One. Nice.
Good trade.
That's sniper down.
Play for event, John. I need you to pick up the
Our
front base. L1.
You might try to grapple this.
I got one.
Nice. I got him. Yeah, another Renegade. Nice.
Keep going.
Right side window.
Make sure we get the tree. You can go for re. I'm challenging with you. I'm walking.
Guarantee the tree.
Call spawners.
Guarantee the tree, guys.
Wandering.
Right this time. Man, I got read.
They're gonna aim me left. I'm living for you guys. Nice, John. They can't fucking touch you right now.
He's there.
I got it, even.
Grapple their snipe.
Here.
Look like he's on their PCs. They spawned their sniper as well, guys.
They're vent. Pushing you.
Snipes in 20.
Yeah.
To the vent. One fell the main 15.
Nice, Brad. Keep shooting.
I can't get grappled.
Yeah, snipe's coming up soon. What event? Yo, one bullet sniper down my body. He's going our front base, guys. Eco.
Are you?
It's towards shot.
Beginning of those call-outs, you heard how much pressure non-stop was going toward the FaZe basement. Frosty was so uncomfortable at that elbow every single time, unable to push out. 2 or 3 different members, separate times, just kept flooding in towards the basement to put pressure and get a sneaky pull. Didn't result in the cap, You did see the kills eventually come up from FaZe and then push out, but this pressure is still continuing.
Yeah, it's been really difficult for FaZe to have to deal with. But so far, so good for them. And on the other side for SSG, it's good to see them continuing to play with that oomph that they're going to need if they want to try and make this reverse sweep happen here. Ray got 2 players, 3 players, as a matter of fact, right in front of Eco now. Eco does manage to disperse one. Big fight there for him as he wins, and he's got a teammate in the back of the base, but that was Pznguin who gets dealt with. Yeah, now have Bound on the outside, so Eco's going to try and work with Bound here, maybe put some pressure, but 2 players of FaZe were waiting for him.
Yeah, huge win by Bound there, but they're a little separated. Right here, got a great flank from Eco, gets the trade, and now wait for Bound to run the flag towards him. Somehow Renegade slips on out towards the vent and is going to be a nuisance until he's dealt with.
He has been instrumental for this team in Game 3 because even heard in the comms the way they were bigging up Renegade. He was doing some big work for the squad. He's been putting himself in great positions, but here comes a flagpole now. An attempt here for SSG. They're the ones that like to go for those time and time again. So far, so good for them. They managed to get past the 50-yard line.
Generally going for more attempts. Renegade somehow slipping past Bound. Bound gonna get that finish. Gets a double kill. Still behind enemy lines. This flag, I don't know if they're gonna be in position to stop this. They've got the ping onto Frosty. Can they get the kill onto Frosty? Looks like still too much pressure being put on the Space Station base.
They managed to do it, and SSG get first blood. Put the first flag in, and Bound's gonna try and go for another one, but I think he did not like what he saw. So instead, well, I was gonna say instead he would reposition down low, but he was caught. Now it's an opportunity here. Flag has been pulled. SSG's flag has been pulled. Let's see how FaZe try and deal with this.
Yeah, and this is tough here. Renegade has a full sniper, 5 bullets. They can help protect Royal 2 here. As soon as they get a pick, there's one pick from SnakeBite onto Eco. Next pick, Bound is weak, but the closest person to the flag is no longer there. He gets the grapple all the way to the vent, and this flag is moving too quick. Nobody really from Space Station in position. If they move this quick enough, I don't think Space Station can stop it, but there's a little bit of fumble.
Yeah, a little bit.
But 2 kills, making 3 kills on the board. Bound not gonna be able to stop this, and we got ourselves a tie game, Golden Boy.
Renegade, the playmaker for FaZe Clan. Beautiful work with that grapple shot. Can't believe that VR shot to kill that player. That's actually kind of shocking.
These players are so tough to hit. Their
Yeah, they really are.
so sick.
Crowd starting to come alive for FaZe Clan here in Seattle. Big shot from Renegade to shut down Eco cross map.
5 minutes remaining.
It's gotta be
Renegade.
bittersweet.
Yeah.
Playing against his former teammates. You said there's no love lost on who's winning. They both want this W, but these players know each other inside and out.
Clean from Renegade. He's got to deal with a few players in the back. That's why he's not getting too reckless with it and trying to rush. Oh, okay. Eco's like, hey,
Ego
buddy, I see you.
challenge.
That was an ego challenge, bro.
Ego challenge there by Renegade. You know the definition of Renegade, Golden Boy?
What is it, Dave?
It's a person who deserts or betrays an organization, country, or set of principles.
Wow.
Right
Okay.
there, Renegade. Like I said, teaming with that org for so long, and now making the move on over towards FaZe to team up with Royal 2, SnakeBite, and Frosty.
It's also a really cool name.
It isn't that. It is a cool name.
1-1 in the count now. 4 minutes left. So much time to play with. New sniper's going to be coming up as well, but Eco is stuck between 2 players from FaZe Clan. And was shut down immediately. But it seems like we had a technical issue, as the fancy people say. So hopefully we can get that sorted out, folks. It is 1-1 in the count. So the Halo World Championship, we want to give a lot of love to the people who make this show happen. The production crew that's in the back over there, the admins, the staff that's doing concessions, the security team as well. Everyone who is making this event possible. It's been safe, it's been awesome. If you've never come to a Halo event, please, I implore you, it is the best time you could possibly have, hanging with friends, playing video games, and overall just enjoying yourself. And look at this here as we get ready. The stage has been set, 2-0 in the count now. If you're just joining us here, there was a reset in the game, and we will let you know how this is all gonna break down. Because the game was tied 1-1, there's just gonna be 0 on the clock, 8-minute timer remains in the Argyle CTF. So that's it, 8 minutes to play with, and in Argyle, might need more time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Argyle moves slow. You are seeing very infrequent caps onto Argyle, so we will likely see somewhere between 0 and 3 captures total.
Yeah. Good call there, Dave. Good call.
It could end up 0-0. It could end up 1-2. It could be anywhere in that range, but I don't think we will see any more than 3 captures total between these two teams.
Not at all.
With how evenly contested they are.
Not at all. All right. So remember, folks, it's 0-0. We have 8 minutes in this Argyle CTF game, and the teams are loaded in. Let's rumble now in Argyle. Once again.
Grabbing the snipe just like last time. Last time between these two teams, FaZe got the better. FaZe had the stronger start. It looks like Renegade trying to be like Bound. Getting behind enemy lines a little early. They both fill that strong flanker fast role. And being a bit more aggressive, Royal 2 shutting down Bound with his sniper. There's Frosty getting taken out as well. Evenly matched right off the bat.
Just an FYI as well, when the clock hits 4, the game will be over. So keep that in mind, all right, folks? Let's go ahead and see what StelluR's going to do here. Pressure coming in from SnakeBite and the rest of the crew here at FaZe, but they do get caught and pincered. SnakeBite's down.
Also, just look at those FPS fundamentals there coming out of SnakeBite and Frosty. The person that's furthest up is trying to stay as hidden as possible. Someone back, further away, being the anchor, is trying to find exactly where someone's at, trade damage. So the person closer up, like SnakeBite, can go in and finish the fight. Perfect FPS fundamentals right there.
Ooh, Eco getting real clever with this here. He was actually hanging out toward this west side of the map, and he knew that there was going to be a player above him, but he was anticipating the push coming in, which is exactly what happened. And he's pretty much just been keeping an eye on this player the entire time. But never mind, SnakeBite and the crew get the better of him in that situation. That's 3 down.
Yeah, StelluR the last one alive. StelluR about to join his teammates on the respawn screen. Royal 2 and crew flying to the flag, and what a interesting route there. You have Renegade going up high, worrying more about the slays there. I feel like this may have been a missed opportunity here from FaZe. They could have pushed that flag right away and put the pressure on. Now Spacestation are taking their time, taking safer routes, and trading out the kills. That flag is no longer going to be ran. Looks like Spacestation successfully defend.
Yeah, brilliant job from SSG to stop that aggressive push there from FaZe. Everything looked like it was working out for them, but yeah, that reposition over toward the pistol side and steps to give yourself that little bit of an upper hand in that fight. Brilliant job there by Spacestation Gaming to just hold off that attack.
Yeah, great job, like you said, recognizing, one, that the flag was not moving, and so to not panic. Sometimes it's okay to panic a little bit as the flag's moving, try to get the damage on right away, and look at that, going straight in for the melee Bound.
How does he live through that?
Zero hesitation going on through there to the space side.
Okay, so you got 2 players tucked away inside of the flag. World 2 and Eco trade. That was going to be above Bound. Some spawners are going to start to come in here, but the lion's share of the players are going to be over here on the right side that Bound's going to have to deal with. And I don't know if he can get away from this one, and the nade's going to find its target.
No, getting stuck in that spot. However, Frosty and crew round the corner, try to get that finish off. Bound leading his team in slays to start this game. 7 kills for Bound.
You can see on the screen most flags at 4 minutes on the clock win, so we're basically down to 4 minutes and 46 seconds and counting. Once again, we cannot stress enough, it's not a lot of time to work with. You get 1 cap probably, if you're lucky. World 2's gonna go for this here. He's gonna try and see if we can get behind him.
Well, the problem is, this is one of those flanks where he might be a little too late. He was not able to help, and now he's been spotted out.
2 down.
But now that Eco's been taken out, he can grab this flag right away. He was gonna try to move it. I like this delay. Delayed for a second. Pznguin, the last one remaining. But Royal 2 needs to grab that and run it right at that moment. But looks like Pznguin did the delay needed. Person closest to the flag taken out, and Spacestation can breathe easier there.
Yeah, it was enough.
I would say Royal 2 did like 7 out of 8 things correct there.
Yeah.
He did almost everything correct, and then missed that opportunity to just grab that flag and run it. He thought that someone like Pznguin was pressuring him right on his elbow side. Maybe a missed call out, maybe just a misread of the situation.
Could have been a litany of things that would have set him back there, but that's just the way it goes in Halo, man. Micro decisions can be the best thing and the worst thing at the same time. Frosty now realizing the value of holding this position. He knows where the spawns are. That's why he's making these tags.
Okay, we've seen a couple great flag attempts from FaZe already. They're not able to string it together. Here's the next great opportunity that FaZe have. They have people up. They pushed up far. They have power positions.
Good
But
push.
somehow, Eco's just going to take 4 shots to the dome of Frosty and break his team out of this bad spot. There's going to be 2 down for each side. Pressure still continuing. StelluR 1v2 going to try to stop this flag grab from Renegade.
Yeah, you can see him just trying to harass his opponents on the other side of the base. He's in a fight currently here in Frosty. He's trying to handle the player that's going to be up top. You really need to remove that player if you want to try and get any progress with the flag whatsoever. And Renegade gets a kill, Royal 2 as well. Renegade gets a double in the background too. They're making this flagpole happen, Dave.
Yeah, he gets a repulse off the map on Bound. And this is a great opportunity to grab it. StelluR, the last one remaining. They know where he's at. Royal 2 gets the finish, and Renegade is moving that quickly across the map. I think Spacestation are going to have to let this one go.
Well, I don't know, though. You don't have a lot of time to work with here, Dave. Remember, only 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in this one in regulation time. It's the first one to really just be able to accrue as many points as possible in this time frame, and this is not a lot to work with. Royal 2 trying to play his life here. He's got support potentially. No, he does not. Teammates die all around him. SnakeBite's down too. This could very well be a draw if it keeps going like this, man.
Well, more than that, if FaZe overextend here and give up too many deaths, this could be a counterpull, but SnakeBite and Frosty have something else to say, and they can rack up a couple kills on the map. That grenade's gonna hit Eco just well. StelluR, the last one remaining, and this flag's moving across the map.
They got it. It's over at the blue base. FaZe Clan puts it in. That's going to be the first cap. But remember, there's 1 minute and 44 seconds left to play here.
Spacestation need to step it up here, and now StelluR getting the first entry frag onto Frosty, trying to stay alive in the base. And Pznguin answers the kill number 2. Can they get one more kill? Can they move this flag across the map? Looks like Eagle gets the kill, but there's too many members here to guard this flag. Bound cannot grab this flag without risking his life.
Spacestation playing for their life in this tournament here. They're putting the pressure on FaZe. FaZe knows this. Frosty and Renegade managed to break out from the setup here. 1 player down low, 2 players down low, as a matter of fact. SnakeBite's making the calls happen. He's got 2 down. This is really bad. 1 minute left on the clock here. You got 3 members down for Spacestation Gaming. This could be doom and destruction.
Bound, last player alive there for Spacestation. You know FaZe are calling him out, saying if you haven't spotted him yet, he could be up further than you think. Spot Bound, then we can rest.
Royal 2
Bound
found
finally
him.
spot out. Yeah, not in the way you want to find him. You want to find him on better circumstances, but there he is, Bound, the one who's going to be making a play towards this flag. Look at Frosty calling him out. Bound somehow getting a pistol kill onto Frosty. 3 down. Royal 2, the last one remaining. Gonna try to stop this flagpole from Pznguin. Desperately charging the back. Pznguin kills him and stays alive.
SnakeBite off the spawn here. You got Bound in front of him. The flagpole's starting to happen here. They want to make some moves. They're going to clear this one. They bring it over to the landing now. Is anyone from FaZe there to stop them? Eco. Oh, wait. He runs right into Royal 2. Royal 2 gets the win.
Royal 2 with a fortunate spawn. They weren't certain where the spawns were happening. Royal 2 not sticking the landing there. It is 10 seconds left, and we are staying with it as long as this flag is out. Flag recovered.
Oh,
if Spacestation can't get a pull next 3 seconds, that is game. That is series. That is match.
In a tale as old as time itself, FaZe Clan will have a date with Destiny alongside Optic Gaming here at the grand finals of the Halo World Championship. SSG, what an incredible season this team has had. But today, the day belongs to FaZe in this encounter. And now, we await the battle of the century for a world championship.
FaZe gotta be feeling good. They wanted to make quick work of that. They wanted to make a statement. I don't know how many statements were made because those games were awfully close.
Oh, indeed they were. Indeed they were.
But the last step of their journey is beginning here at the Halo World Championship. It is do or die for FaZe in the grand finals.
Again, Dave, we cast another fraudulent 3-0 where it could have gone either way, man. We could have very well been going to game 4 had SSG gotten that Aquarius win. I even have fans coming up to me asking me like, Golden Boy, did you see it said 0? How did he get the kill? Like, they are, this game could have gone truly either way, but it goes the way of FaZe Clan. 3-0 sweep, a tough battle, and now it sets the stage for the World Championship.
Yeah, one flag cap, one kill, and one oddball round is all that separated FaZe from Spacestation Gaming right there. Couldn't have been any more close in those 3 games.
Look, I'm just gonna say it, that was freaking awesome. And it's been a pleasure to bring you all the action all season long. Love this game, love you, brother. Thank you so much for everything. Let's send it back over to Lottie, break it all down.